Corvus. Let's push enter.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Kyle Corvus Crow, joined at the desk today by Joshua Press Enter Quest. Mr. Fequez here, and we are getting ready to get into game number 2 between Robert Morris University and Urbana-Champaign at Illinois. Robert Morris dealing the first loss of the season to
Urbana.
Yeah.
That was an intense game number 1. If you didn't watch that, go check out the VOD after this show. Of course, we do have all of our VODs on our YouTube, youtube.com/tstarleague. We'll be putting these up there momentarily after the show, of course. But that was an intense game. It looked like it was going to go to Urbana. They controlled 3 Infernal Drakes.
Yeah.
And, of course, the Ocean Drake. Can't count that one out. But all of the Barons went over to Robert Morris University. And that really stacks up in gold. Just to put it in perspective, Robert Morris won with lower kill count and lower tower count than Urbana. So it was just almost like that, and they could have lost.
and 2 Barons.
Yeah, exactly.
Insane.
That's
made all the difference in the world.
There was 2 banner commands on the side of Urbana-Champaign. They were relying on that. It actually worked a lot of times to control the minion waves. They would put one on top, one on bottom, and the waves would just shove into Robert Morris, and then Urbana would go mid lane, shove that lane, and make them have to make a really crucial decision. But it's just a little bit too much catch out, and a lot of scaling coming out from a Cassiopeia and a Varus on the side of Robert Morris.
Well, with that, ladies and gentlemen, we are into picks and bans for game number 2. Going to be a little bit of a side switch up, which means it's going to be Urbana-Champaign on the blue side and Robert Morris University tagging out over onto the red side of things. Still a singed ban to start. Still the Fizz and Morgana, actually a new ban from UIUC here.
Morgana did make it through last time. Cyanotic did very well. Actually stole the blue buff at the first blue buff of Jungle Boy with a Dark Binding. So I want to take that whole option off of the table there. And the Singe ban, of course, geared directly to Zaker. He's a big Singe player. Doesn't want to have to deal with that one. Swain, with all these bans though, Kaisa also being banned out, Oriana the last ban, Swain being left up, insta-locked for Urbana-Champaign.
So Swain was banned the last time around by Urbana-Champaign. It was their 3rd ban in the rotation along with Fizz and Kaisa. This time they knew they were first pick, so they could ban the Morgana, leave the Swain open to themselves. This leaves, of course, Xayah now up for AK-47 Leopard, something that was, don't think banned, just not prioritized last game around, and so they do just opt for that this time.
I wanted to, did not prioritize Xayah, going to be locking that one in, going to be able to have that get out of jail free card with that Feather Storm, as they call it. Trundle also being locked in over on the side of Robert Morris.
He was banned last game at the beginning of the last rotation. This time, Zach still on the table. Jungle Boy had a phenomenal game as Zach. It was truly insane how good his early elastic slingshots were. Not enough to close the deal, but enough to get it close. This time, nothing changing for that or Yaba. They are going to run the Caitlyn as well into that one, and going to feel pretty good about their chances there. That leaves Rakan over on the other side of things. Xayah, Rakan, the combo, very strong, and going to be picked up for Cyanotic here.
Braum going to be banned out this time around, so not going to have that on to Timmy Tommy. Don't want to worry about any sort of glacial fissures. Caitlyn going to go back, or Yaba, I should say, going to go back onto that Caitlyn. Rakan and Xayah, tried and true bot lane. It's not as strong as it used to be, but it's still not weak whatsoever. Usually you do see them countered by either a Thresh. I've seen a Nautilus one time in competitive play. I guess you could say counter him. Did very well against the Rakan, as Rakan thrives on being able to get in and get out. And whenever you have a dredge line, you have a hook of any sort, being able to throw that into him, bring him back into danger. That is so pivotal for the player using, player against Rakan. So they're just going to want to see what Urbana-Champaign is able to bring out here as the last ban from Robert Morris coming out. That is going to be a Talia.
Yeah, they want to get her out of that one. Not going to be making her presence known this time. They banned her last game as well, final ban. So something they don't want Kerbeck to get onto. And so Rise banned away, actually. Kerbeck says, I don't know what Slycat's capable of, but I don't want him picking it here. So they will take that one out with Ori banned as well. A lot of the safe mid laners now off the table, and can force a pretty good last pick here if they do decide to draft top laner. Gnar, a potential pickup, something they might like to see here. And, we know this about RMU, that their top laner usually likes to pick some spicy picks, as he calls them.
Yeah.
Nar doesn't really fit that definition to me. It's a little bit stronger, can do a little bit more, but it's not that much of a departure from the Cho'Gath.
He's not really, picante as much as he is caliente, considering he is still going to be a very big terror in that top side, as a Nar does, being able to be that long range, adapt, or I guess evolve into that close range once he Mega Nar is out. Tom Kinch locked in. Timmy Tommy going to take that one up. That is going to keep him safe. Ornn locked in. Very traditional meta picks coming out for Urbana Champagne. A lot of engage, a lot of disengage, protection for that Caitlyn, but also Swain in that mid lane is going to be very scary as well.
So it looks to me like Urbana Champagne looked at their composition of, hey, you know what, we have an insane, sickening amount of front line and 2 hyper carries, but we need more front line and more carry. So they grab Ornn and Tom Kench and then fall back on Swain and the tried and true Caitlyn as well. Now, ladies and gentlemen, Slycat
Xerath
has opted for Xerath here.
I'm actually surprised he didn't go back to Cassiopeia, because one of the biggest mid lane counter picks to Swain is Cassiopeia. You have to be in the, it's kind of like you have to run into the face of Cassiopeia in order to do damage, and that leaves him very vulnerable to Petrifying Gaze. Xerath, though, very, very safe laner, and it's going to be hard to be able to root down into whenever Swain Kerbeck is going to be able to lane those combos. It's going to be hard to root down. Also, again, stay safe with the Zac, going to be able to jungle, slingshot himself into the back lines of that mid lane. Slycat, he just wants to go through this laning phase without dying. You can see he's even taking the Ghost in addition to that Flash. Doesn't want to die this entire laning phase. He got hit up quite a bit last game.
Yeah, he definitely needs to make sure he stays safe. That Cassio, he had to get a little bit closer, a little bit more into the thick of things this time. Staying out of the... You know, he's got people to do that for him. He has Gnar that can get in the middle. He has Trundle that can get in the middle. Xayah and Rakan even, they don't mind getting in your face. That's not as traditional for ADC support combos, or at least ADCs, but, you know, Rakan dashes in, tries to get the knockup. Xayah will follow along and just spit out damage every which way, left, right, center, up, down, whatever. That's, you know, so Xerath can just sit there on the back line and kind of, let's put some damage over here, some spells over here. Just sprinkle in a little bit of pain on everybody.
I don't think that's, as long as you add in pain, because that's definitely not the method in his mind, I'm just sure of it, but pain is definitely there.
Yeah, Xerath is a demented.
He's a pain.
Electronic.
Yeah.
Or electric, rather.
Yeah. It's actually, I think it's energy if you want to look at it. I don't know if it's technically.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know either.
Yeah, no, we can do that. We can be pedantic about this.
The team comp of Robert Morris, though, still looks very scary. They have a lot of long range engage. They have, they have Gnar coming in, being able to bounce in, Mega Gnar people out.
Yeah.
Rakan with the Xayah, able to get in, get out. There's a long range engage, not to mention charm them as well. Then you also have Poke. Xerath, he does clear waves so well. Something that Swain starts to do as the game gets going, but he is a lot better at getting in your face as well. So there's the sieging potential on Urbana Champagne, not as high, at least definitely anti-siege, and there's not really going to be much stopping them, stopping Robert Morris if they get in the face of Urbana Champagne and start sieging these turrets. Swain, like I said, they're looking for an outright team fight. They just want to get into your face and destroy everybody on the side of RMU.
They have some options, too, with the potential flanks. I mean, we've seen great times with the Abyssal Voyage coming out from Tom Kench into, hey, we brought Ornn on the back line. We brought Zac on the back line. You're getting flanked. And what are you going to do? How are you going to respond to this one? The good news for me for Robert Morris University's composition is that they have some survivability there. Trundle does not go down easy. Gnar does not go down easy. The bottom half of the map with Xerath, Xayah, and Rakan, that's a little bit more destructible, if you will. But with that, it's going to be tricky to see how it all does pan out. Of course, we'll be watching it all pan out before too long. But, of course, like always, if you've been watching all day, we got a little bit of information to share with you time and time. Again, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Kyle Corvus Crow. I'm joined at the desk today by Joshua Fekez Quest. We are in the middle of a series between Robert Morris University, who currently leads 1-0 over contenders and formerly undefeated Urbana Champagne at Illinois. We have some stuff to share about the CSL. I want to give a huge shout out to Twitch. Thank them for the continued help and support. Every event we do, just like this one, would not be what it is today without their help. So be on the lookout for cool ways to get involved with Twitch in the near future. That's twitter.com/Twitch, facebook.com/Twitch, twitch.tv. It's likely where you're watching this right now, unless of course you're on YouTube where you know all of our VODs are uploaded.
In sunny Southern California.
Yeah, or right if you're here in Huntington Beach watching us live. Of course, you'd know too that we have some great sponsors here today. Juice Battery, namely, they've been helpful with so much today of just making this event possible. They last 6 times as long. They charge twice as fast. Don't get caught in a situation where you're out of the game because your batteries died. Switch to Juice, juicebattery.com for a little bit more information there. We're loading into the game, but last but not least, we got to give a huge shout out to iBuyPower, who's making the games possible. Every game being played in here today, with the exception of Smash, is being played on an iBuyPower machine. And so that's all the League players, CSGO, Dota, everybody involved. Thanking iBuyPower for that one. But ladies and gentlemen, we are getting into game number 2. Robert Morris University looking to close this one out with conviction. Urbana-Champaign looking to bounce back and prove that they were undefeated for a reason.
Got some Mission Impossible going on by Slycat going onto that top side. Meanwhile, grouping by Urbana-Champaign. They want to be looking out and catching somebody out here. Let's see if they can do it. They didn't do it last time. This is going to be very bad if Leopard and Cyanotic decide to chill out, but they actually go down into their own jungle, or the enemy jungle, and scout out with some wards, but not going to happen. They're too vulnerable. They know that. Speaking of scouting out, Shockwave and Novacloak do some scouting of their own, maybe looking to steal a buff here.
Well, buff steal, RMU. It's a pretty iconic duo this series.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Did it very well last game.
Whether or not, yeah, that comes out for itself again. Cyanotic, probably not with the same cheeky level 1 start that we may have thought, but it's a pretty hard defense start coming out now from the likes of Timmy, Tommy, and Yabba. They're going to try to get the tongue lash out there. Doesn't amount to much, but Yabba's range can really just cause headaches for the likes of the Zaya and Rakan duo. They're not too strong into the early game, so they just want to spit out a little bit of damage. It's the old Sona strategy. It's, you just have to hurt her more than she hurts you. Very tough for low-level players like me.
I actually really miss Sona. That's one of my favorite supports.
I don't. The Sona Soraka days.
I don't miss Soraka whatsoever.
I'm glad that those are just.
Sure, Leopard misses Soraka right now. I could use some health right at the moment.
Yeah, for sure. Just spit back a little bit into that, but it'll be okay in the meantime. Gonna be pushed under tower. Gonna try to hard farm the CS, and that of course means level 2 advantage. Gonna go over to Yabba and Timmy Tommy. Not so important for Caitlyn. Quite important for the Tom Kench. We'll see if they can do anything with that. I think the defensive play from Cyanotic and Leopard here should be enough to just keep everything copacetic in this lane.
And I was talking about earlier in the champion select that Slycat is going to be safe in that mid lane. Kerbeck not going to be able to land his grasping root or anything like that. He's actually done it twice thus far. And whenever you do that, this is the thing about mid lane, the new kind of reworked lane. It's not technically new anymore. It is new now.
Yeah.
But the thing about the rework Swain is that if anybody close to you is rooted down, you can rip their soul out and get a little bit of health back, but also add to your Demonic Ascension Supernova later on. So every time that he roots down Slycat, ripping a little bit of his soul out, that means at level 6 he's going to be that much more scary.
Level 6 for Swain. Scary indeed. Nothing that you want to run into in a dark alley in this game.
Oh God, no. That thing is extremely scary. That's probably the scariest transformation they have in this entire game. They did a really
files in that one too.
It's called Demonic Ascension, for crying out loud.
Yeah, there's a lot of magical forces.
Still doing it.
Yeah, I know it. There you go. It's Kerbeck really building up here.
He also gets a soul of a soul whenever he lands the Eye of Noxus as well.
Sure.
So that's another thing. You can combo it, get 2 souls really quickly. That also heals you, which is really advantageous. Something that people underestimate in the mid lane for that Swain.
It's a fun thematic question, right? The idea of demonic entities in League of Legends here. You get all these creatures that just, nature forces and things of the like, and subterranean beings that inhabit old divers suits. And, the spirit of fire itself, binding it to a man and then turning him into a raging inferno. But none of that is inherently demonic.
Right.
Everyone's just like, yeah, no, that's normal. But then Swain does some weird
Swain
underworldly
is
stuff. And
a demon.
Yeah, there you go. But from where? The Void? No.
No, because the Voids aren't. They're creatures. They're not demons. And if you call them a demon, you're just a terrible person. You're prejudiced.
I'm bigoted. So
They have feelings.
I'm just trying. Do they?
They have an agenda.
Okay. See,
I
there is
was-
a difference. I know plenty of people who feel nothing and have very poignant agendas.
Very much. Yeah, no, you're right. You're right.
So back to this game of League of Legends that we're so dutifully casting.
Yeah.
Looking around, nothing crazy being built up just yet. The bot lane advantage is slowly but steadily building for Urbana Champagne here, but beyond that, it's kind of quiet on the top lane, kind of going the other way for NovaCloak.
Something I just noticed, and it's an adaptation for Urbana Champagne. Timmy Tommy took mini dematerializers. Not going to be caught off guard with these 3 Baron rushes again. But meanwhile, on the other
Hang
side,
on. Never mind.
Leopard, he actually took dematerializers as well, which is something you don't normally see on an ADC. That means he had to spec, considering he took Fleet of Footwork, he did for his Keystone rune. That means he spec'd secondary into Inspiration, one of those being the mini dematerializers. I'm curious what he took after that one, because there's not too much in that tree for ADCs. It has to either be something cooldown related, the extra health pot extension, or magical boots, which we'll see if he gets later on. But that is interesting. You don't normally see them take second specking into Inspiration.
Maybe that's a bit why he's kind of on the lower end of this bot lane thus far. It's not been going his way, so that could be an explanation we might offer up for his play here, but we'll see if it does pull back around and make itself a bit more useful into the late game. So with that, it's an Infernal Drake on the bot side here, and it's some more coverage being dropped down by Timmy Tommy there. They controlled the dragon very well last game and are looking to do so the same way this time. It certainly wasn't anything that contributed to them losing the game, and so they know that's something that's not broken, so why bother trying to fix it? NovaCloak wanted to go in, wanted to get the ultimate, I feel like, and just mistimed it. Gave Zaker enough time to use his rush to get on out of that.
Ooh, a lot of it.
Yeah, meanwhile, just trying to keep Timmy Tommy on the low. They'd love to get the shield popped so he does not get that health return, but he's already building it back up. The teleport's coming down, actually. That's going to be Swain teleporting in, but he does cancel it. It is stunned up, I believe, by Slycat. No, he canceled it himself because it goes on a shorter cooldown. So that was of his own volition there, not taken from him in any capacity, and
He pulled the trigger a little too quickly on that one. There's no real advantageous position for him to teleport to. Timmy Tommy's being aggressive again.
Yeah, they're going to have to pop that shield this time for sure.
Oh,
And
that was
look
so
at
pretty.
That. It was well done, very well executed. The Jungle Boy is here this time. They bought the time for the Elastic Slingshot. Cyanotic flashes over it and says, "You're not getting this one today," but still didn't want to have to burn that flash, so it's a small favor credit going over to the hands of, I want to say, Robert Morris University here. They burned 2 summoners, the summoner heal on Leopard and the flash on Cyanotic. Now, Yaba as well, summoner heal, but that's 2 now from Timmy Tommy, the Ignite and the flash.
NovaCloak's
They're
down
not
there.
done yet, actually. Timmy Tommy's going to die here. He will be first blood and did not expect that. NovaCloak using the teleport coming in as Meganar. They have to take the dragon here or else it's not worth that teleport.
Such a beautiful teleport down to the bot side. They pushed up far enough to drop a ward in the very far brush just to be able to get that teleport out from NovaCloak as they pushed up against when they were aggressing on the Timmy Tommy.
Yeah.
That was such a nice play by
And Infernal
Robert
Drake
Morris.
for him.
And at the Infernal Drake, which is something they did not have the pleasure of last game. They were
3
denied
Infernal
3 of
Drakes
them.
came through,
Yeah.
and none for RNU.
Now they get 1.
Indeed.
They're doing better. Improvements.
Mountain Drake on the docket next, so, some very utility combat-focused Drakes coming through. Obviously not combat with champions for Mountain Drake, but still, they're active Drakes. They're not the passive ones like the Ocean or the likes of the Cloud Drake.
And Cloud Drake, it's probably the quintessential utility Drake. Just give you that rotation speed with the speed up here. But speaking of speed up, they're going to try to
That's a
first
double
down
pullback
Slycat.
potential, actually. Not going to connect with the second one. The flash out for Slycat means that he's in good shape to get away here, but never wants to have to burn that flash. Did so dutifully, and Shockwave was not in a position to be able to help early on enough. Jungle Boy pulled him back in, and then Kerbeck, would have had that as well if not for the flash. So a double pullback and another soul for him there. So really tricky.
He is level, he's level 7 now.
Sure.
We have yet to see Demonic Ascension just yet, but he is fully stacked for that one. And also interesting to note, you have to have at least one piece of soul to be able to cast Demonic Ascension. So if he has his R on his ultimate on cooldown, he hasn't been able to root anybody down or take advantage of anybody being rooted down and use that soul rip. That means he can't cast Demonic Ascension, which can be a huge burden to a Swain, but normally it's not an issue. You usually have some sort of, there's so much CC in League of Legends nowadays, you can usually find somebody who's, or find some way to be able to rip somebody's soul out of their body. Let's see,
it's a new science. We're still on the forefront of exploring all the
it's like Horcruxes.
optimal ways. Yeah, in a sense.
Yeah, yeah.
But the Horcrux, you're ripping your own soul out of your body.
Yeah. Oh, well, Swain was, he's always an educated kind of guy. He wants to do it to other people.
Yeah, he's a master tactician. They kind of changed up his lore. I missed that.
Yeah, yeah. I read it all. He's there's actually now 3 branches of power in Noxious Army. He takes one of them. Darius takes another. No, Darius, there's a gank though.
Yeah, this is bad actually for Shockwave. He was not prepared for all the damage that was coming down. Kerbeck on the ultimate. The Let's Bounce not going to be enough, but he's essentially abandoned at this point by Slycat and will not get out of that one alive. Slycat is trying to deal the damage now. Let's have to call that last 4th shot out a little early, and we tie back up the score 1 for 1. It's almost a 1,000 gold lead though in the favor of Urbana Champagne here, and looking to maybe press that a little bit more as this bot lane tower coming under fire. The bot lane CS disparity.
That's huge.
Look at that. This early on in the game, that's ugly.
Yaba 12 is doing a great job pressuring Leopard. Not to mention Timmy Tommy also doing a great job keeping Leopard on his back foot, not allowing him to get any sort of advantage in that CS department. Now, of course, Leopard did get that first blood, so it helps him a lot. But that much of disparity not going to equate to it.
Having to try to get the
quality
out of here. Timmy Tommy actually has to eat up Jungle Boy and spin him back out the other way. But despite being way down in the CS disparity, not going to be too worried and just kind of issue the gank pretty well and move on with their lives.
That's the hard thing about level 6 and above Zaya's. You have the Feather Storm you just fall back on. He also has his Splash, has his heal. There is so much for Leopard to fall back on to keep alive, keep safe. He's not going to be worrying too much about a Jungle Boy ganking from the far side of the brush with his Elastic Slingshot. Probably level 3 by now. So it does, or I'm sorry, probably level 2 or 3. Does have quite the distance on it. Level 4 actually, never mind.
Didn't max in that one.
Yeah. Level 4 Elastic Slingshot actually is a pretty far Elastic Slingshot.
Yeah, I mean, you just want the distance, and it's been one of his strengths throughout. I mean, we saw it last game. I almost said yesterday. No, it wasn't yesterday. It was just a couple hours ago. Less than an hour ago, probably.
Yeah,
by the end of it.
Yeah, those games took a long time because of the tech issues. We actually have very few tech issues this time.
Yeah, hey, that's been a blessing. We'll knock on wood for that one. But, yeah, we saw last game he came in with just an outstanding degree of Elastic Slingshots. His presence and his jungle ability to just be where he was needed and kind of come in at the right time, almost without fail, was a little awe-inspiring. I thought we'd see a Zach ban this time around for sure. Makes sense as to why they would pick it up so early, but look at this. We got a teleport coming in. Slycat, can you stop it? The answer is yes. And this means they're probably going to want to actually try to push back around on the bot lane. They have 90 seconds to Dragon. So with all these members, you'd think they might like to try to find something here. It's just a 3 versus 3. Both junglers present, and now a teleport coming into the back line. That is Zaker with the Ornn coming through. Means Nar's going to be able to do a lot from the top tower, but we'll get to that in a second, because right now Call the Forge God is coming down. They're going to knock up only Shockwave, but it will be enough for Jungle Boy to get the kill. Zaker on the back line of things, not too worried about the tower as he is one tanky son of a gun. Meanwhile, the Abyssal Voyage in the back line of things going for it. It's enough to buy them a distraction for the tower, and they will pay for that with the life of Timmy Tommy the Catfish. He'll flash out of that one, and I don't think that's the wisest decision, but they elect to back off, actually. I think Robert Morris getting a little squirrely about that one, not wanting to run back into people. They had him dead to rights, but decided that letting him go was not the worst thing they could do all day.
They lost the turret, and they lost the opportunity to pick up a kill in return. Now the Infernal Drake, or actually I think it's it's a Mountain Drake. Mountain Drake is going to be up in 30 seconds. That does, with that turret going down, that does give a priority over to Urbana Champagne.
Yeah.
Maybe looking to pick that one up. They don't want to have any more Drakes going over to Illinois. To Robert Morris.
Urbana Champagne and Drake priority has been a combo all series long.
Prioritized. They've been doing a great job.
And Drake's definitely win people games. It's just the last Drake that would have won the game. The Elder Drake last time around wasn't on the table at the right time, but looks like RMU is trying to learn from their mistakes from last game, trying to say, hey, look, if there's a Drake, we're going to fight for it. If there's an opportunity, we're going to try to take it and just put themselves in a position where they know, hey, we may have got a little lucky last game. Maybe last game didn't go our way 10 times out of 10, so hang on. Kerbeck actually in some trouble. He's going to die 10 times out of 10 right here. There's no escape from this one, and Shockwave finds the kill. Novacloak was buying some time. If he can go Mega in time, he might not die.
He's got it. Ooh.
And he's out. That's enough time, too, to split a little bit of a Splinter Cell here. Now onto this Dragon. They know they have the priority on it. The health bar is dropping by the second, about halfway down. They might peel off of this one to start the fight up. It looks like that's what they want to do. Timmy Tommy eats up Yabba, spits him out. They try to get in the back line of things. That is going to be Novacloak ramming him into the wall. The shields are there, but they're not enough. Meanwhile, it's a three-man knock-up on the call of the board's got, and that means AK-47 Leopard goes down. They're trying to get a little bit more off of that one. Cyanotic will be the next one of the fight. And now it's a flash out from Slycat. He is on the run. Does not want to die here, but will all the same. Zaker takes the credit for that one, and they turn it around heavily from the likes of Urbana Champagne. It may be a turret as well. The Dragon did not go down here, Fekez, so they could find a lot off this push.
That was a beautiful turnaround by Urbana Champagne in Illinois. They were able to blast out that fight. They didn't even have Kerbic on that, by the way, but they didn't need him. Yaba was able to stay alive that entire time, and Yaba is a big amount of power on that team. You have to be able to prioritize him because, I mean, even if Kerbeck is alive, you still have to get back to Yaba. Yaba is the damage over time, the constant amount of damage coming out from Urbana Champagne, especially this early on when there's no prioritization or itemization, I should say, against him. He has a lot to work with right now in these team fights. He has a big front line. Essentially, all 4 members are his front line. There's really nothing that can get through all the members of Urbana Champagne back to Yaba. So he has a lot of room, a lot of wiggle room in that backside, and able to auto attack to his little heart's content.
Well, with that, it's a return to the Mountain Drake coming out now of the likes of Robert Morris. They want to find it. It's not going to be given up for free, though. It's Urbana Champagne saying, hey, we're in this contention too, and they get it. Yaba gets the kill as well for that one, and so it's a nice double pickup for Urbana Champagne. They are not to be messed with around this Dragon Pit, and here comes Timmy Tommy on the Tom.
They're dismantling
RMU. This is
RMU.
bad for Robert Morris University. They're 5K gold now and absolutely slipping into the pits. Things going from bad to worse. 2 towers down, the Mountain Drake as well to pick up, and they're going to have a lot of priority around this mid lane.
That's going to be the inner mid lane turret. They have the Mountain Drake to add to this objective as well, so that was a big pickup by Urbana Champagne, and I'm very surprised at how dismantled RMU look right now. They look almost lost. Their positioning is not great in these team fights. They're not being able to kite as well as they need to because they don't have much front line as it is. They have Shockwave, who has no defensive items besides Merc Treads, and Novacloak, who opted to build into the Frozen Mallet first. So there's really not much of a front line coming out from Robert Morris University. And Urbana Champagne, they're taking advantage of that one, able to just completely destroy them with their massive engage.
They definitely need to find an answer to this soon because this isn't the same kind of composition. They can just scale out way into the late game. I mean, it does okay, but the pace that Urbana Champagne is setting, it's not going to get to late game if they don't iron out some of the wrinkles in this composition before too long. They have a long way to go back to this, and taking fights that they know they can't win against, you know, Call of the Forge God for Zaker, against Let's Bounce on Zach, and the Abyssal Voyage, and just the peel potential of Tom Kent to get Yaba out of these dangerous situations. This is not a composition that you try to team fight against, especially not when you brought, you know, Robert Morris's composition to this. You try to get the split push on. You really try to find picks with Trundle and especially the Xerath there. But this is okay, let me fight around Dragon. It's
You're
not
talking about picks? They might have got it. They don't got it.
It's a nice 2-man knockback, though, by Novacloak. He wants to find Yaba. Tower does a lot of damage there, and I doubt they'll be able to find anything more, but around this Rift Herald, I might like to be able to snack a quick kill away.
Slycat can maybe kill Yaba if he gets the arcane power on him, but I don't think he's going to give him that chance.
Flash out from Shockwave. He was that nervous, did not want to get pulled back into the middle of that team, knew that he could either flash on the front end or flash on the way out. Now, RMU still doing this thing where they look like they're down, but the second there's an open door, they're going to walk right through it, and this time it does manifest itself in the way of their first tower of the game, still down by 2, as Urbana Champagne leads that score with 3 on the board, but now they're They're doing what they can. The next right thing. They want to, if he can go Mega in time, it's going to be close. Yes,
oh,
he
did
got
it!
it! Wow, I was not expecting that. I don't think Kerbeck was either. And now he seems like he's up the creek without a paddle and did not have a plan except, hey, let me use the ultimate. Let me try to get the kills here. And it's taking 2 members. In
He's
the meantime,
healing quite a bit.
They're losing their tower on the top side. Is he really 1v2ing through this? Maybe this is all part of his master plan.
Oh my God, that
Rift Herald's going to go down in the meantime.
That got turned around just so hard in favor of Kerbeck. He is just so powerful right now. Actually, he's not even that powerful. It's just there's not much damage on the side of Nova Cloak, and obviously Cyanotic not going to be throwing out any that much amount of damage either. But Nova Cloak, I'm still questioning the Frozen Mallet. I don't really think, especially first item Frozen Mallet, typically we see the Black Cleaver come out first for a Gnar, and it's usually a lot more efficient, especially early on, because you can cut through whatever little armor that they have early on.
Right.
And I mean, the biggest thing about Frozen Mallet is that, yeah, it gives you health. You have no resistances to back that up. But at the same time, yeah, and you can also, you know, slow with your auto attacks. I mean, Kerbeck, he just turns it around. He's like, you don't have to slow me. I'll just kill you.
Yeah.
You know, so I'm questioning the first item, Frozen Mallet on Nova Cloak.
Blue side, definitely a priority for Urbana Champagne. They knew what they were doing with this draft, and they've executed daggone well on it thus far. Assuming they can continue to stretch this lead and force us to a 3rd game, they would go back to red side, and we've seen thus far every blue side game win today.
Yeah.
All 4 of them, potentially 5 now if this pattern continues to repeat, which it looks like it may.
I mean, at the pick and ban phase, the first pick is so pivotal. Now, first pick for Urbana Champagne was that Swain, and it's turning out so very well for them.
People aren't doing as much with last picks these days, and it's regrettable because we're in a meta where flex picking is stronger than it's ever been before.
Yeah.
And love to see more of that and get the, you know, they need the priority around the Swain early, but some of this just gets to be a little bit tough. There's the flash engage. Leopard takes a good chunk of health on the way, and they charm Yabba, but it's not enough. A nice downtown stun. They don't feel like they have the health bars to really follow this. Meanwhile, they want to push the attack on the side of Urbana Champagne. They knock up 2. That's going to be called a Forge God to knock up in return, and then Elastic Slingshot in. There's no tower to retreat to. Yabba's unstoppable at 5 kills, and 0 deaths thus far. We'll see if they can continue that trend. Nova Cloak says, not if I have anything to do about it. That's the downtown dunk coming out from Slycat. They want to find more. Could it be more? We'll find out if Timmy Tommy does go down into this one. Nova Cloak misses the boomerang, but finds the auto attacks. And now Zaker having to flash out of that one. Still going to die regardless. Just trying to spit the damage back. And Robert Morris, just when we think they're starting to lull, just when they lull us into that false sense of security, they do the same to Urbana Champagne. Bait in an awesome Abyssal Voyage and just smack him right down. That was Nova Cloak leading the charge on that fight, doing everything right. He has the banner of command now, and maybe they're coming online just a little bit more.
Sometimes Abyssal Voyage can be a blessing. Sometimes it's a curse. That time it was a curse, and remember, that was, hold on.
Yeah, no, he's just trying to save out the tower here, but Jungle Boy could do this at the expense of his own life now.
Oh my God!
Is there, and he's slain the Cyanotic there. That's going to be tough for them to get more out of that one as Yabba gets a kill in return as well. They waited a little too long in the other side of this, and just as soon as RMU finding the advantage and a foothold in this game, they throw it away right down the mid lane, and Urbana Champagne conducting business as usual say, we're not worried about this game. We are not going to lose. We made one bad Abyssal Voyage, and the casters start talking like it's a chance for RMU. Sorry to disappoint you guys.
This Baron is going to destroy them.
Yeah, this is very risky.
Shockwave is here. Around. He doesn't have the level advantage. But the health bars might just be in the favor of him to go in. He doesn't have flash either. He can't make it over.
Okay, so Blastone not an option.
That one away.
Hits it up. He knows he has to, and it's unfortunate for Robert Morris University. The timing was not there on the Baron, but it's a bed that they made, and now they have to lie it because they decided they could push that inner mid tower, and they got absolutely decimated by the flank. Now Rift Herald on the table, and their towers are in trouble.
The death timers are not that long right now. That happened at about the 21-minute mark. The death timers are still very low, so they need to keep that in mind. If they are able to get an advantage in a team fight, take it, but don't let it break you either. Something that I think Robert Morris may have just done.
Second Infernal coming out now will be probably the first one going to Urbana-Champaign. I don't see a universe in which this is taken away.
No.
And instantaneously grabbed, and it will remain the Infernal Drake for next time as well. So continuing our trend of 3. Oh, Novacloak stopping the Rift Arrow. They really slow played that Rift Arrow from the back.
I actually forgot they had the Rift Arrow, honestly.
Yeah, they popped it right after they got the Baron, and it didn't do anything. So
that's never how you want to use a Rift Herald, but
no.
That is going to be Novacloak at least doing what he can, pushing up in that top turret.
He's been trying to hold these games together. Only member of his team without a death thus far.
He has Banner Command too, so you know he could essentially win the whole game for himself.
It's going to be tougher into Baron minions now, but never back down from the challenge. That's Novacloak mantra here as they are continuing to try to defend their base now from the pressures that are building up. It's Zaker in the top side without the teleport, but he's just running out of lane. He's buying a lot of time, or Novacloak is rather, with that Banner Command minion, but it's not enough anyways. The bot side does go down to become the 5th tower for Urbana-Champaign, and probably more to come here as the Baron buff just a tick over halfway down.
It's at the point in the game where you kind of want to start thinking about game number 3. RMU, they're not
definitely turn your thoughts that way.
They're not completely out of it. Let's face it, it's still only 25 minutes, but it looks like a very dire 25-minute mark with 44.1K to 37.9K in favor of Urbana-Champaign at Illinois. Looks like
Jungle Boy a little bit there. Yeah, Timmy Tommy actually has to eat him. That's a big cooldown. Something that's not going to be available for Yaba now. They feel safe enough fighting in the minions, I'm sure, but has to be careful about how they do pull around through this now. Tensions are just continuing to build in this top line.
They have a nice wave in the top side with 2 cannon minions up there. There's no Banner Command on the side of Urbana-Champaign, so they can't empower them further, but they can just brute force that turret down, get their 6th turret of the game. They're going to push in even harder now. They have full control of this game, and they want to keep control of that, and you have to do that by establishing a foothold inside the enemy base. Novacloak goes in, though.
Call the Forge God comes down. That's as well the Elastic Slingshot. It knocks up the entire back line. This is bad news for Rakan. Cyanotic and Novacloak both dead as Novacloak finds his first death here. They turn one back around onto Kerbeck.
Not
but
enough,
Slycat could not save Shockwave, and that's going to be Leopard and Slycat both dead. The tower guarding this Nexus, inhibitor, going to go down as well. And the Nexus one's the next in sight, perhaps, as the death timers still are at least workable. The Baron minions are off now, and so I would not be surprised to expect the retreat. They do find Timmy Tommy with a nice downtown shot. And what else can you get onto this one with your fancy work? It's going to be a slap down onto Yaba, but he's already healed it back up thanks to that life steal.
Baron minions are off now of Urbana-Champaign. There's a little bit of breathing room for RMU to be able to repel this wave. They do lose their mid lane inhibitor turret. Leave their inhibitor alive. The top one is down. So they definitely have a big wound in that base. The top lane, they need to patch up. Novacloak going to be using that Banner Command in the top side. Going to be able to shove that in just a little bit harder. Although there are going to be super minions there. Super minions can actually still beat the crap out of a Banner Command minion.
Yep. As strong as it thinks it is, that's why you need the Banner Command Baron minion to really
I think that about equalizes in power.
Somewhere in the same neighborhood.
See the game. Just going to reset here. Shockwave, or actually the rest of RMU, trying to establish a foothold in their own jungle. Get some vision, just try to get an idea of where Urbana-Champaign are scouting out, where they're going to be. There's really not that much pick potential on the side of Robert Morris University. They have an outright team fight, and they have to kind of kite that out too, because they only have 2 points of real tankiness in front of them, that being Shockwave and Novacloak. There's really not much protecting Slycat or Leopard. Cyanotic, he can engage, but there's not much to engage with either. It's problematic for the drafting phase of Robert Morris, and something that Urbana-Champaign clearly had no problem with, because their draft is pretty amazing.
Tomcat's the great nullifier, and
that too.
Really just there keeping Yaba alive. Yaba without having to worry about too much, can go 9, 1, and 3, just pop off on some of those riskier plays. up an insane amount of CS over AK-47.
There you
Leopard,
go.
there's the engage coming in. It's on now only to Zaker. He calls down the Forge God. He knocks up 3. They've been good thus far. And now Jungle Boy doing a little bit of trouble there. AK-47 kills Zaker, and they're going to try to find more. Yaba going to be in trouble there, and they're going to find another one. Jungle does get the passive pop, and that's only the cell division, but Kerbeck, can he stall this one out? Can he find a little bit more? Has to be careful of the damage. Meanwhile, they wait for the passive to finish channeling, and Slycat will drop the bombs from afar, but none will connect. And it's a nice band-aid on the base for the likes of Robert Morris University, but is it enough to really keep this game alive for them? This fire is smoldering at this point. They need to get it stoked.
RMU, the best option they have right now is just to wait this game out. Keep defending the base.
They did last game.
They did, and they need to keep repelling these attacks by Urbana Champaign until it gets to the point where they can just scale up and try to, you know, be on the same level. The longer the game goes, the more advantage. Well, I would say the more the power gap closes between the two teams. Because I'll be honest, I actually still really enjoy Urbana Champaign's team comp scaling in. Especially with Swain, especially with Caitlyn going in there. But with that being said, there are more points of power on the side. Hold on.
Doesn't matter how many points of power you have.
Yeah,
If
right.
you get caught out in your own jungle too hard,
Slycat's
Jungle
one of
Boy
those points.
is going to make that one happen for himself, and so maybe they're going to be able to find a little bit, but they do run out. Tom Kent tries to get in to eat it on up and does, but at what cost? It's going to be the cost of his own life as AK-47 Leopard picks that one on up, and now Yaba, without the Tom Kent to defend, is in a lot of trouble. They might try to find more, but Call of the Forge God is a lot to stall at Cyanotic, buddy.
Cyanotic.
He's going deep into enemy territory, and for what? It might be at the cost of Yaba's life as he's not died yet.
No.
And Shockwave pulls that one off. Are you kidding me? Jungle Boy. Cell division is down. He has to be careful. This is second infernal potential on the table for Robert Morris University, and this game is so strange right now.
They still have a chance.
Absolutely, this up and down. We are on a roller coaster of League of Legends, ladies and gentlemen, so buckle your seatbelts and make sure that you keep all hands and feet inside the car at all times.
Second Infernal Drake going over to Robert Morris University. There's also the Baron to be had as well, which I think they're going to go for. Nova Cloak, he's just sticking in the base, going to be repelling the super minions pouring to the top side.
Yes.
And by the way, that top lane inhibitor is almost back up as well.
Soon.
Yeah.
Trademarked.
Soon. Yeah. RMU, they're not going to overstep. They're going to play it cool, just ward the Baron, keep vision around that area, make sure that they won't be snuck away from them. Because now Shockwave, he is the same level as Jungle Boy. So if there is a chance to take a smite away from him, he can do it. He
has the flash too.
He has the flash. He has that option. I did not see if the blast cone was available, but it doesn't matter if you have flash. You can still just get in there. And yeah, the blast cone's available as well. Though Zaker may say something, may take that one away from them.
Yeah,
there it goes.
Indeed. But that's the inhibitor respawning. No more super minions need to be crashing into this one. So there's going to be very few, virtually no distractions for the likes of Robert Morris University as they do start to set this one up. Kerbeck says, not if I have anything to say about it. Did take that teleport here, so not going to be too worried about that one, as we have a couple mic issues here, but
fixed pretty quick, easy peasy. That's a good thing about live events, is that there's a mic issue. We can fix that right here because the mic's on our head. No problem. Jungle Boy gonna be chunked out just a little bit. It's not too much damage. Look at pillar. That was a beautiful pillar. There's nothing to follow it up though. Shockwave cannot go in and engage by himself. Nova Cloak might be able to, only because
he's mega close now.
He is. Oh, look who's caught!
Wow, that's bad news.
Oh
they do not expect
God.
that one, and Yaba goes down, ladies and gentlemen. They pick that one up, and it's pulled off by Leopard. And that is the worst possible champion to lose, even over the jungler before this Baron starts. Now, keep in mind, Kerbeck still on the bottom side, but look at this. Nova Cloak getting right into the face of Jungle Boy. There is no chance for that steal. Call the Forge God comes down, but that can't steal it either. Simply delay. Kerbeck is looking for an inhibitor here. He finds the turret first. Will he be able to find more? The recalls are going to be strong, but look at this. Yeah, they use the Abyssal Void to get over there to try to destroy the base quicker. Yeah, this will be the inhibitor going down. But it's the Baron picked up for 5 members of Robert Morris University, all 5 alive with that one, and they're gonna find more kills here.
Now the death timers are staggered. That is so huge for RMU.
This is getting very intense. I can feel the players sweat from here almost. I know that they're nervous.
I don't like that feeling.
No, yeah, okay, we'll dial that one back.
Novacloak, he's not done. He's still chasing Timmy Tommy. Because if you can stagger even another champion, another player on the side of Illinois, that means that it's going to be so hard for them to mount an offense as a 5v5. You have to wait so long with these death timers. It's 35 minutes. And Illinois, man, looking so, I don't know how Illinois are able to stay in this game right now.
Yeah, I mean, it's got to be tough at this
point.
point.
I'm sorry, Robert Morris.
Yeah, I know what you meant.
Yeah.
Robert Morris, Illinois have had the favor. That's not too unlike last game where Illinois had the favor. Robert Morris seemed to be just able to weather the storm continually, and they're starting to turn up the heat at the right time. This could be what they need. They're pushing the bot lane.
Has the banner command as well.
Yeah. And Baron means that they're going to be able to kind of equalize, neutralize at least a little bit of the threat coming out of those super minions that are pushing them. It's very intelligent of them to support the bottom lane.
No, they don't.
No, it's only 500 away, but compared to what we've seen, look
oh
at him
my
going,
God.
folks, going in. The Call of the Forge got knocked up a lot. Both Wombo ultimates come down. There's the Let's Bounce. Leopard does go down. Are they going to be able to find Yaba throughout this one without Leopard? The answer is no, as Novacloak is dead. Slycat in a lot of trouble here, and this is going to be bad. The Abyssal Voyage coming down. Illinois could be winning this game here and forcing us to a game number 3, because that is the clean ace, Fekez, and with an inhibitor down and a long series of death timers, Zaker may be able to teleport closer to the end. They might just shove out the mid lane. They have at least inhibitors to take.
They have
with
one
these
Nexus
death
turret.
timers, I think this could be the end. I don't know that there's a situation once the minions get to the base that Robert Morris can really hold out here.
Yeah, the minions don't even have to be there at the moment. Jungle Boy can tank up all of this right now. Kerbeck can actually tank up most of the turret as well.
Yeah.
Hey, he does have a Zanyas. Let's not count that one out. And there's only one Nexus turret left. Urbana Champagne.
That's going to do it, ladies and gentlemen. We are going to our second game, number 3 of the day. These series are going to continue to go the distance as both teams absolutely have to earn their spot on tomorrow's finals. This is going to be third game building up as UIUC, Urbana Champagne at Illinois, are going to make sure we see that third and final game of the day, getting our money's worth here.
What an emotional roller coaster.
Wow, what a game. Up, down, up, down.
RMU looked like they were going to come back. They got that Baron. They had the push going. They got a team fight. Were not able to take out Yaba. That is a priority target. There was no, I didn't actually see what happened with the Xerath ultimate on that one. I figured the main target is going to be Yaba. His health bar was only like 1/3 health. You needed one arcane,
one more shot on him.
Yeah, one more arcane shot on him, and he would have went down. It didn't happen. I think he got interrupted. He was probably very close to the action there. I'd actually, unfortunately, like I said, not going to see. But Yaba, main story, not taken down. Urbana Champagne able to come back.
Well, we'll see now, ladies and gentlemen, what on earth is going to transpire in this third game. As pattern holds true, it's going to be Urbana Champagne coming out to an early lead and Robert Morris trying to make the comeback. We'll see if they can, ladies and gentlemen, as hope you hear that eruption. That's all the excitement going on here at Huntington Beach today. All of it's for League of Legends, I promise. And and so we'll see now, getting into the cusp. What do you do? What do you change up if you're...
This one's interesting. Pick and bans obviously have to be a little bit different. Of course, RMU is going to be on the blue side now. They're going to have that first pick priority, something that has been pivotal in these games. We're going to have to check that out pretty soon as we have to go over to our sponsors first.
Sure, we're going to take a quick break, ladies and gentlemen. Don't go anywhere.